Greetings and salutations, everyone. This is CarnagePanda's channel.
And this is Featherhoof.
And we're bringing you another week of the animes for summer 2018.
We watched the animes this week. It was a bit of a mixed bag. A bit of a... something... You know, what would you say? It messed with our expectations a little bit this week.
Yeah, I was really disappointed in some shows, but others were really good, and we're hoping to share those with you this week.
So, without further ado, Anime Talk begins with our question of the week.
Okay, and our question of the week this week, because we decided to bring this back, very, highly wanted,
Yes.
is that are there any shows this season that you had high hopes for, but that you just had to drop it?
We'll be reading your answers of the week at the end of every episode. We'll be reading your answers to this one and at the end of the next episode, along with our own. So put them in the comments below, and we will make sure to put them in the next one. For now, however, let's get into our top 5 countdown, starting with number 5. And starting this week, our number 5 is Cells at Work, falling pretty far on our list this week.
Yeah, it's kind of getting weak for me. I'm hoping it's going to rebound, because I have enjoyed this show, but there are some things about it that really do annoy us.
If you remember from the last episode, our first criticism still stands. For the love of God, stop it.
Yeah, there's no reason, and they're actually repeating this stuff that they've already put in previous episodes, so it's kind of insulting to the audience. A
little bit, yeah. So that, it's like, on top of being annoyed by, double subtitling everything, we're also kind of annoyed, like you said, you've told us this, we get it, we've watched the show, So that's our first criticism, and it is starting to feel very samey. It doesn't, it's, I don't know, they're not really doing anything with the concept.
Well, it's kind of going to like a Monster of the Week formula.
Well, it's always been a Monster of the Week formula, and there's nothing wrong with that in and of itself, and that can still be very entertaining. I mean, X-Files went for many, many years doing that, but I don't know, maybe it's because there's no overarching, story, like X-Files had an overarching story, even though it was episodic. It just feels very weak, very the same every time. It's, here's pathogen, here's thing, and then white blood cells show up to stab it to death. And that's pretty much it.
I'm just going to comment on your X-Files, because it kind of reminds me like the Next Generation, and I know we've had this conversation before.
Okay.
That we don't like the first 2 seasons because they're just meandering and very episodic, and there's no real overarching story.
Okay, yeah.
Until season 3.
Yes.
This is kind of like that, It's still a great show, but
yeah, just because we put it at number 5 of our list does not mean it's a bad show. It's just that, our level of enjoyment this week. Then this week was cedar pollen allergy.
The cedar pollen allergy, which we both hate. He hates it more than me, because he still gets allergies, and
yes.
I don't. I used to get them all the time, but one year it just quit, and I don't get allergies anymore. Thank the heavens.
Well, one of the things I liked about the episode is that it did actually call out what was going to happen in the episode at the beginning of the episode, because it described what happens when one gets an allergy, that the body overreacts, it flips the fuck out. That's what an allergic response is. And that's what the episode was. Cedar allergy gets in, multiplies like crazy, and all the cells, the white blood cells, the red blood cells, the cells, the B cells, the histamines, all of them everyone's freaking out. The memory cell. I love the memory cell. He's the one who's scaring everyone with, the talk of the legend.
Yeah, the legend.
This legend of, the end times, when the end times will come. And
it really did feel like he's trying to be a street preacher or something.
Yes.
He's like, the gods are going to strike us down, and
anything that happens is he goes oh, this is what it meant by the great wettening or some shit like that. It's whatever he would find something that was slightly relevant to what happens. Like, oh, that's what it meant!
Yeah.
So, I mean, to try and talk about this episode, to recap it, is very difficult to do because it was chaos in animated form. It just absolutely was. It was sets of chaos that happened back to back to back.
I didn't really enjoy this episode as much as the other ones, and I'm hoping that they could cover some material, with the body, because this is obviously a human body. They show a diagram of a human before every episode. It's not like it's a dog or cat or anything.
Yeah.
But there's got to be some other subjects, like maybe a broken bone or I don't know.
Well, we'll see what happens because, like I said, I mean, we can't. Like I said, we're not really going to recap this episode because it was a series of chaotic events that just happened back to back. Some were funny, some were just sort of eh. But I'm kind of looking forward to next week because it looks like we're going to get some character development. Looks like we're going to go a little bit of a prequels, things that happened in the past sort of thing. And I'm looking forward to that. But this episode was just... it didn't hold up.
Well, you got a better memory than me because I always forget those. What's going to happen on Dragon Ball Z next week, like 10 seconds after they're done.
See, I'm like the opposite. I'm completely obsessive about things that I enjoy, whether it comes to video games or movies or TV or whatever. That my brain just like soaks that information up, and I'm just like, I'm going to remember that, and I'm going to obsess over it until I watch it. So, yeah, Cells at Work, not their best episode, but I'm probably unwisely, but I'm putting some more expectations into the next one based on its, preview. So, you got any final thoughts?
Other than I hope they cover some more interesting material. There's got to be a lot of other stuff they could do with the body other than, infections and... I don't know, maybe grow a beard or something. What happens when cells are dying and stuff like that.
Yeah?
Maybe puberty.
Yeah, we don't know what this body is. If it's an adult body, a child body. I mean, all we know is that it's a human body. So, we'll see what happens. But for now, that's all we got to say about Cells at Work.
And for our next episode, it is Review Starlight, or as I like to call it, My Lesbian Romance.
Oh, the tangled web of lesbian romances they weave in this show.
This was a more laid-back episode. There's no fighting or auditions in them. But, it's still kind of confusing because there's at least one part where they're having a conversation, and it felt like they were having two different conversations, and we could not hear what was going on in the responses. So it still has that going for it, at least.
It's still confusing as balls. Don't you worry. It is still confusing as balls. But this was more like... This is like... It's at this point they're bringing together Karen and...
Hikari.
Thank you. Karen and Hikari...
We're getting better with the names. We're getting better.
We're getting there. But they were really trying to focus on getting... Like, Karen's goal is to become the best... The top of the class, the best actor with Karen. Or with Hikari. Hikari?
I get the feeling that she doesn't want to leave anybody behind, actually.
She's specifically because of their promise together. They want the two of them to be the top.
Yeah, she doesn't want to leave Hikari behind because...
their promise.
There's more than a promise going on here.
They may be setting that up, but I hope they're not.
There was hand-holding.
There was
hand-holding.
But I don't want to feel bad for Karen's roommate, who obviously has the hots for her. Yeah, I want those two to get together so bad. I do not want her to end up with Hikari in the end.
They could be flexible.
I don't want... Moving on. But this episode really focuses on those two. It's a really nice episode. I mean, it looks like Hikari's run away. Hikari is out. It looks like she's left. And I was like, where did she go? It's up to Kurt. We have to get signed permission to leave the campus. And Karen goes after her. She just leaves and goes after her. And it's just following around Karen as she's trying to chase down Hikari. And Hikari's upset with her. Hikari's just like, why did you lose?
You know, Hikari has been perpetually upset with her since the start of the show. And, I mean, she does stop being a bitch to her by the end of the episode, but she's just been awful to her.
She has. She honestly has.
But can we give shout-outs to Karen for being the track and field star here?
Yes!
She has
oh my God.
the highest constitution score I've ever seen. She started jogging after Hikari at like 6 in the morning.
Yeah, she woke up, was running around the dorms looking for her.
Oh yeah, she's looking for her under like pails and stuff.
She looked for her under Maya's ass. Maya's is in the tub, and she she has Maya lift her legs so she can look in the tub.
She's
for
like,
her.
is she down here drowning?
And it's just, it literally is. Karen searches the city for Hikari. That's the episode, but at top speed. She's always running she's running everywhere.
Running everywhere, and by the end of it, we get a shot where it's turned nighttime, and she has been running this whole time, and she doesn't even get winded until the end of it.
Yeah, it's like, she's going uphill towards this. I did not know that Japan had the Eiffel Tower in it, but, I'm just gonna go with it.
That's the Tokyo Tower.
Shut up, it was the Eiffel Tower.
Whatever.
They're running up to the Tokyo Tower. She is, and halfway up there's like, okay, I'm good. And just starts running again. So, it was a really nice character building episode specifically for those two. And it was really, because again, it's sort of, the show was a sort of like counteractive to Karen's own promise. It was like those two were like way apart from each other. This episode just brought them together, and it was really nice. It was really, really well written, really well played. I liked it. I really did like it. And it did have some comedy in it. I did like the comedy, the humor in it when the girls were trying to cover for them.
There's just this cartoonish part where they're covering for Hikari and Karen because they're violating the curfew.
They stay all night.
They're supposed to be there by 6, which by 6 p.m. and they come back and they're like, oh, we got here before 6, and they're like, no, you're not supposed to be here before 6 a.m. It's 6 p.m.
So I love the way they dupe the teacher. Yeah. It's like classic like Hanna-Barbera cartoon style with like you'll see it, but it's but I do love the very end when the teacher gets the last laugh though. That was just beautiful.
Comes by on her bicycle and she's like, you guys didn't fool me at all.
Oh, actually, I think my favorite moment of the entire episode is when Karen is at the beginning. Karen's looking for Hikari, and she sneaks up on the French girl.
Oh yeah.
And the French girl gets so pissed at her, she just starts screaming at her in French, and Karen just stands there. I can't understand you.
She's like, you gotta speak my language.
It's like she sort of cries. It's so funny. Although it did kind of do the subtitles on subtitles on subtitles, because we're all reading the English subtitles at the bottom. Then she starts speaking French, so they put Japanese subtitles to spell out French. Yeah, to the French to Japanese translation, and then there's English translation subtitles on top of that. So,
well, to be honest, I didn't find it as obnoxious as another show that we're watching.
Well, that's because in this one it's along the bottom and just straight up. In another one, it's like, let's take up this whole side of the screen. So, but it was still, I think that was my favorite moment of the episode.
Well, I think my favorite moment was just watching Banana-chan sleep, because she sleeps like I do. Like, I'm just tossing and turning and levitating and all sorts of stuff while I'm sleeping.
Like, Karen and her roommate were actually like you and me when we were younger and we had sleepovers and shit. I'm sitting there nicely tucked in the blankets. Meanwhile,
great story is that I'm not a very very calm sleeper.
No.
One night I was kicking his ass.
Yeah.
And he just woke up and started punching me. He's like, stop it. And I woke up and I'm like, what? And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's bad. But when Karen busts into their room, that's the two characters. We have Banana-chan who's just it's like, you ever see cats sleep on the floor? Like they contort themselves into weird positions? That's Banana-chan. And this one over here.
That's the way my dog sleeps. He just like sleeps halfway off of a couch upside down. He's like, I don't care.
And meanwhile, her roommate's just sitting over there, completely tucked in, like, you know, it was Juna, wasn't it? It was Juna was her roommate.
Yeah, I think her roommate is Juna.
Yeah, and she's sitting there just.
And I think you could identify them by their hair color now.
Almost. That and Juna's the only one with glasses, so that's even easier to.
Now, was it Juna who stopped them in the hallway because she was like?
No, that was Karen's girl. That's Karen's.
That's Karen's girlfriend.
Wannabe girlfriend. Yeah, but she comes out with a baton. Karen's girlfriend is named total Japanese name that's like 4 syllables that I can't even pronounce. Or remember.
One day we'll figure it out.
It's not that I can't pronounce it; I can't remember it. She stops the one girl, like these 2 girls, from going down the hallway that leads to the. I guess let's say principal. I don't know what you would call it, headmaster. The headmistress's office, and she like threatens them. I think like vaguely threatens them with a baton with violence. Like, you're not gonna go and tell that Karen and Hikari are breaking curfew, are you? Because I'm the grand protector of the hallways.
She's the goddess of
the hallways. Yes. So that was fun. It was a fun episode. It was really fun. It was worth your time. Give it a shot. And yeah, I think that's pretty much our thoughts on Review Starlight this week.
We did not go to the LSD zone
this
week.
So without the LSD zone, that's the fun part, damn it.
But Jeffrey understands.
He still understands. I just wish Jeffrey would help us understand.
Yeah, impart some knowledge, Jeffrey.
And next on our list is Hanebado, which has moved up a bit because what was the one thing you were asking for last week?
Psycho murderers.
No. The thing you were asking for, your criticism is that we haven't had an actual
bloodshed.
No, is that we hadn't had an actual badminton match yet. That's what this episode was. This episode was a very fucking intense badminton match. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed this because we got a match, and this kind of feels like to me that it's going to turn out like it really feels to me like Haikyuu and Ping Pong, which are 2 sports anime that you haven't watched, obviously.
Yeah.
But it feels like this is just following that arc with a psychotic murderer.
Yeah, I think Ayano is, I think that this episode needs the taglines of psychological and horror because, Jesus Christ.
I did say that when we were watching it because that music at the end they're playing.
Yeah. So, this episode, like I said, how do you describe a badminton match,
I just describe it as fun.
Kali, I think her name was Colleen.
Colleen or whatever.
She's facing off against Ayano and her her badminton partner, chick with the glasses.
Rico.
I
believe it's Rico.
Yeah, they get their ass handed to them in the first match, just handily, just outright. So it's like 2-on-1, and she stops both of them.
And then our Olympic athlete guy has completely broken everything down in his mind and written it down, and he's got all the strategies for them. And he's like, do this in your next match and you'll win.
And they do it. And you know what? It's going good. They're actually kicking some ass. And they start winning, and it's like it's back and forth. It's like one side gets a point, the other side gets a point, and it's really well drawn the way they do it. Like the art again.
Yeah, the animation is really good.
Yeah, it's beautiful animation. But in the end, it was all actually during the whole thing. Like Ayano, it's really weird. It's like Ayano seems to believe she has to win in order to be part of this team.
Yeah, she's got this real obsession about winning, and she starts making excuses when they lose.
Yeah.
Which I do feel like it was kind of weird that they lost.
It kind of was, but I was waiting for it to happen because...
I just want to comment on this.
Go ahead.
When they lost, it's because Colleen was trying to play them 1v2, and at the end she had like pulled her hamstring or something.
Oh, the animation on that happening though was so, it's like, oh, that looks painful. Jesus.
And then her teammate actually came up, and I thought she was gonna try to like jump on her face, and I was
but she's gonna Kirby her?
What is going on here? But she like snatches victory from the jaws of defeat and really sends Ayano into this spiral of psychotic murdering.
No, that didn't send her into psychotic murdering. That sent her into a spiral of depression. She starts with a spiral of depression, and she's like, and she doesn't want to talk to anyone. She runs out. She feels awful. And it's her mom did a number on her growing up.
Yeah, her mom's horrible.
Her mom is an awful human being. Like, they show flashbacks of it, and it's just like, Mom, keep playing with it. Like, well, if you get good enough, then maybe we can keep on playing.
And I'm leaving anyway.
Yeah, and it's like, it shows like rehashes the scene where Ayano loses because she was sick. She had the fucking flu, and her mom leaves. It's like,
she's like, this one match where you were sick, you lost it. You're trash.
Yeah. So it's like, fuck, this woman's a bitch. So, and then, while Ayano's spiraling through depression, suddenly we get the weirdest cut to the most fan servicey thing
this is
ever.
Just weird, and
suddenly all of the girls of the winning team are taking baths together and grabbing each other's boobs.
They abduct Colleen into the showers to give her a bath, and
they shove her face into the boobs of one of the girls, and then they're splashing each other, and they're all naked, and it's sort of like, this came out of nowhere.
It's kind of out of place, but I did comment on this on the first episode because I saw one of the sponsors, and I said, why is ATX doing this? And they're the kind of porn hentai channel that runs all that stuff. So this is obviously their hand in the production of this anime.
I think that they really did. They got the reels, they cut the reels, and then they inserted this crazy fan service moment because it comes out of left field and it feels completely out of place.
I mean, it might be in the manga, but
I don't know.
there's like a lot of filler in some episodes, which isn't there at all. So, but I feel like this was just placed in there at their behest to get their viewers happy about it.
Possibly. And then the fan service ends abruptly to all the girls getting on their respective buses to leave the training camp, and Ayano and Colleen have this moment where they talking. Because Ayano obviously wants to know about her mom. Where the fuck's my mom? What's going on? And Colleen refers to her as her mom. Like, she needs to prove herself to Mama, by defeating Ayano. She's got to beat the crap out of Ayano in badminton to prove her worth to Mama.
Yeah, and Mama is coming to Japan to watch this go down.
Yeah, and she continues to talk about how Ayano's not good enough to be her daughter, and she's trash, and she's this, that, and the other. And Ayano goes into murder mode? It's like, they're on the bus, and Ayano's friend is just sort of like, the one who doesn't play badminton, she's just sort of there. She's like,
her friend has just been there. I don't think we've commented on it at all, but her friend does nothing in the badminton club. Like, every shot is just her putting makeup on.
Her purpose in the show is to be exposition for the rest of the badminton team about Ayano's past. That's her purpose. That's it. And she's like, Ayano, did you talk to Colleen about your mom? And she like looks at her, and she's like, because she's got the 1,000-mile stare. She's got the 1,000-mile stare. And she's like, sort of like, are you okay? And she's like, I have no mom, or something to that effect, or forget my mom, or something.
Like, forget my mom. She doesn't exist anymore, and she just has the most psychotic look on her face.
Like, she's going to kill somebody before this is out. She's going to kill somebody. And
if that happens, we would have gotten our money's worth.
Oh, hell yeah. I want to see her, just like stuffing the end of a badminton racket down someone's throat. You know what I mean? Because it looked like she was going to do that. It was weird. So that's how the episode ends, and it's just like Ayano's she, you always hear about those people who, like, because of a bad upbringing, it sort of breaks their brain. People have, mental problems because of their upbringing or the way, something that happens in their tragic pasts. She's broken. Little Yano is fucking broken. So...
can't disagree with that. She's... I can't wait for the future episodes because of what's going to probably be the tournament arc.
Yeah.
And like I commented when we were watching it, they haven't even worn their official uniforms yet.
This is true. And we still haven't seen Hadoken Guy.
We haven't seen Hadoken Guy. So I want to see episodes with him where he is punching the birdie back. No rackets. He's just punching it.
Okay, so that was Hanebado. Better this week. It was actually a really good episode. It's just that weird filler in the middle. So with that, we're going to move on to the next entry on this list.
Hey, Featherhoof.
Yes, Carnage Panda.
Guess what?
What?
I watched Banana Fish today.
We did. And what did you think?
I'm all for this. One caveat is that I've heard that this is going to be 24 episodes, which is going to extend beyond the summer season.
Yes.
So that's one thing, because we might not cover that or even watch it.
We'll see what happens. We'll see how the next season, pans out.
But this is turning out to be a great drama.
Absolutely.
So we do see Ashlink's getting out of jail this episode.
Whee!
Due to the however the law works in this universe.
Well, conditional freedom, as they put it.
Conditional freedom.
Yes.
Which he takes as complete and total freedom, because he just runs away from all the police and everything.
Well, I love the way he did it, too. He pulled the classic, "Oh, I'm not feeling good.
I'm not feeling good. You guys gotta pull over. Let me out. I gotta vomit on the street. I drank too much beer in the prison."
So, he steals a gun, and Eiji, poor little shy Eiji, actually helps him steal the car.
I wonder if Eiji has feelings for him.
I wonder. Definitely starting to point that direction. We'll see what happens. So, I love how Ash keeps telling him, just go back to Japan. Just go.
Get out of here. This is my problem. You have nothing to do with it.
Dude, if we had to take a shot for every time Ash Link said, "This is not your problem, it's my problem," I think we'd be dead. Because he said that a lot this episode.
Point taken. Let's not do that.
Very well, we won't. So, he gets the gang together. He joins up with the Chinese mafia. Who were they? Our bank mafia or something.
I don't know. This guy's just a corrupt banker.
Okay.
I was kind of confused because he meets up with Shorter, and there's like some dude tailing him.
Oh, yeah.
When the guy comes around the corner, Ash grabs him, and Shorter and a whole bunch of guys showed up. But in the last episode, Shorter was soloing everybody, so what were the other gang members there for?
Solidarity to get behind Ash Lynx? I don't know.
I mean...
because they didn't do anything for the rest of the episode.
I mean, Shorter didn't do anything. Maybe he was just deciding today is Minion Day, and I'm just going to send them out there to do all my dirty work for me.
It's possible. Possible. So he gets a crew, he gets guns, he gets a truck to go take down Papa Dino. Dino,
whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Dino because I think it was Dino. But
I think it would be more correctly to be Dino because he's the Don.
Yeah. So I think, so he's gonna take down Papa Dino once and for all. He's gonna take that fucker out. So he has his plan set. And then he goes over to Papa Dino and he confirms for us that yes, banana fish is a drug.
Yeah, so there was some confusion that Max Lobo thought that it was a person.
Yes.
And he's like, no, banana fish is a drug.
Which is weird because that's what I thought from the beginning. And then Max Lobo shows up and is like, no, it's a person. Like, oh, okay, let's see how that turns out. And then Papadino comes in this episode and goes, no, it's a drug. It's what you thought to begin with. It's like, then what was the point of making it? Okay, whatever.
Maybe Banana Fish takes place in the same universe as Review Starlight. They just had to confuse us a bit.
So all the girls in Review Starlight are on Banana Fish, and that's why they think
I get it now.
Yeah, then that's why they think they're having those fights. There we go. And they see a talking giraffe. Works out. Figured it out.
I understand.
I understand. So, fuck. So Ash puts his plan into action and fails. Would you make the remark that it looked like you said it looked like the way it played out, Ash's plan of him riding the top of the truck to shoot Papadino, which he misses, and
he doesn't miss Papadino.
He misses the lethal shot though.
Well, whatever. He almost got him.
And
impressive shot, by the way.
Yeah. Well, I love what you said because it actually is true. It felt like a Grand Theft Auto mission.
Oh yeah, because once the truck crashes and they have all these gangsters coming out to shoot at them, it felt like one of those missions in any Grand Theft Auto game where you had to take out all the guys that were attacking you, whether it was in like San Andreas or I don't know. I don't think any others exist other than San Andreas.
5 was good. 5 was amazing actually. But anyway, so it ends with them making a plan. They're going to go back to the beginning, to where Ash Lynx came from, where he ran away, his home, where he grew up with Griffin. And apparently Ash is very sad about this, because he goes up to the roof and cries about it. And that's more or less where it ends. Which, we actually found out that Max Lobo is actually a really good field surgeon.
Max Lobo could do anything. He was in the Navy or Army or both, in the Air Force and the Space Force and everything.
He also has the power to one-hit KO Ash.
Yeah, he cannot be messed with.
And
then he's got the thickest neck, too.
He does. God, he has a thick neck. So yeah, this was a really good episode. It was really, really good.
How good was it?
Really, really.
So, one great thing, we made it through an entire episode with nobody getting raped.
Yes. There was no attempted nor actual rape that happened. They talked about it.
But Papadino, he wants Ash really bad.
He wants him bad. Alive.
Bad.
He didn't necessarily say not maimed. He just wants him alive.
He wants him alive.
He said, I love it. He's like, tear his limbs off, rip his eyes out, but just make sure he gets back here alive. With like these bad, bulging eyes. And they also really hinted at pedophilia in that Papadino owns a restaurant that's a front for selling children.
It wasn't a hint. It's human trafficking of little boys for rich clients.
Yeah. And he does this so that he can control them. He can, because one was like senator or such and such, and
to control the rich people and the powerful. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the children. I'm like, no. He's not controlling Ash at all.
Well, no, they said that they keep the children drugged so that they'll stay long enough, alive only for a short time, so that they'll die, so that the stories won't get out. So not only do the children get raped, but they also get drugged till they're dead.
Yeah, so, Papadino is a bad man.
He is, and needs to die. So it looks like things are ramping up pretty quickly for a show that's going to go 24 episodes. So,
there have been other shows that have been just fantastic and have gone on forever.
This is true, so...
That aren't named One Piece.
So, that's how we felt about Banana Fish, and with that, guys, we're going to talk about the anime that we enjoyed the most this week. And the anime that we enjoyed the most this week is Dropkick on My Devil. Oh my god!
Yeah, we've been having a lot of fun with this show the entire, time that we've been watching it.
Yeah, the entire time we've been watching it, we've been enjoying it. It's a lot like Cells at Work in that it's episodic. In fact, it's episodic It's episodic within its episodes. It's like every episode contains
it's like a Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. It's like every episode contains 2 to 3 skits.
Yeah. So I really enjoy shows like this. This really reminds me of Gabriel Dropout.
Yeah.
And other shows like that, if there are other shows.
Only the difference here is like, it's sort of, monsters, like in demons.
Angels and demons.
Angels and demons, and the point is Jashin-chan? Jashin-chan has to kill Yurin in order to get back to hell, but she's incredibly inept at doing so. So Yurin continuously kills her, but Jashin can regenerate?
That just makes it all the better for all the times that Yurine is butchering her because of how bad Jashin is at trying to kill her. Like, she'll literally tell her plans out loud, and she is like, "How'd you know that? You said it all out loud."
And the fourth wall breaking, where she yells at the writers, like, "That was supposed to be subtext! That was supposed to be inner monologue, you idiots! Cut!" And, so this episode specifically was, oh shit, what was it? I remember the one skit was the skin shedding. Oh, and the chick who fell in love with her at first sight.
The police officer.
Oh my god, so, first skit was, it's a lot, but apparently,
she was like at that...
Yeah, Akihabara.
Yeah, in Akihabara.
At a gacha station.
Trying to find the Tsuchinoko to complete her set of little figurines, and like a real Tsuchinoko goes by.
She hurts the Tsuchinoko's feelings,
and she's like, "No, I don't want the real one. I want the one inside the set, so I can complete my set." And this poor Tsuchinoko just slithers off,
just squirms away,
dejected.
She tricks a kid into giving her his Tsuchinoko.
Yeah, this isn't how inept, because she tries to use guile to get it, which does succeed, but she gets an uppercut from the boy for it.
Yes.
Because she wasn't supposed to be spending any more of her money. Because if she did, Yurine would butcher her.
Yes.
And she didn't want that to happen, but she watched the kid buy it, and he's like, "Oh, I got the Tsuchinoko," and she's like, "Yeah, I gotta trick him into giving that." Because at first she's like, "I'll just take it by force." And then she's like, "No, guile." So she does that, puts it in her mouth, and he's like, "I don't even want it back." Knocks her out. And she's like, "Yeah, plan well succeeded." And this is why the police officer wants to arrest her. Or so we think.
That's the pretext, yeah.
So the audience is led to think for.
So Yurine gets the call. She comes down to Akihabara to the station, and the cop comes in, and she's like, it's like, I can't remember the wording she used, but basically it's like, she's like, "We brought her in because," and she's like, "Look, I really wanted the thing the boy had, this, that, and the other," and she's like, "That's not why I brought you in."
So she did say that she brought her in for theft.
Oh yeah, for theft. Yeah.
And she was like, "Look, the boy said he didn't even want it anymore."
That was it.
And they're like, and she was like, "What? What?"
He's like, I brought you in for theft. He's like, "Well, what did she steal?" And she's like, "She stole my heart." It was love at first sight. This chick's like super obsessed with her now.
Yeah, and it gets like really crazy obsessive.
Yeah.
Like, she wanted Jashin to go home with her, and she's like, "Yurine, can I take her home?" And she's like, "Yeah, I don't care. Go ahead. And then she kind of backs out because she's like, "But then I'll have to do the cooking and cleaning."
Yes. So the cop's like, "If I can't have her, no one can!" And then proceeds to try and murder her. Badly. And this continues until...
One of the things that made us laugh the loudest, because an alarm goes off, and it's like 5 o'clock p.m., and she's like, "Oh, gotta go. I refuse to work overtime."
It's like, the shift's over, okay, gotta go. Take care. It's like, and she's like, she's like, they're all looking at her, like, "I refuse to work overtime," and just storms out of the room.
I kind of feel for her, because at my old jobs, they were always trying to get me to work overtime.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why don't you just hire more people? I don't have time for this. I'm going home when my shift is done.
Yes. So that was that skit. That's the thing about the show. The skits go nowhere. They have no ramifications. It's just they're just fucking hilarious. And then the next skit is Jashin calls Medusa.
Yeah.
She calls Medusa to come to her house. And she gets there, and she's not acting right. She's like, oh, what's wrong? Is something wrong, Jashin? And her head falls off. And she's crying over her head, like, oh my god!
Oh, Jashin, you're dead!
What will I do without you? And Jashin comes out of the closet laughing her... Well, I was going to say laughing her ass up. She doesn't really have an ass. She just has a tail. So laughing her tail off.
It works. So whatever.
She's laughing her tail off, and she's like, oh, look at your face! That was just my shed skin. You know, every couple of thousand years I have to shed my skin. You stupid dumbass.
That's exactly what I thought when, she first came in and she was totally still. I was like, she just molded her skin, didn't she? But yeah, she was pranking her.
Yep. And so it's... I love it, because we read the description of the episode, and we read that Medusa goes into passive-aggressive mode, in quotes, and we went, what the fuck is passive-aggressive mode?
What the fuck?
And she goes into passive-aggressive... Jashin actually calls it passive-aggressive, but oh no, she's gone into passive-aggressive mode.
Two things that happen once in 1,000 years. Right now.
So she's like, I'm leaving. He's like, no! Usually when she says that, she says it with that cute voice. This time she's serious. She's gonna leave me forever. What will I do without you? And she leaves. And she's like crying over like, Medusa! Come back, Medusa! She's crying and screaming. And she opens the door and she's like...
Yeah, this was just an elaborate counter troll.
It was beautiful.
She was like, gotcha, that look on your face was hilarious.
She's like, no more crossing the line. And they hug and they're like, oh, we're still best friends. Even though it's more like, slave and enable, slave/enabler and what did they call her in the last episode?
She called her like ultimate scum.
Yeah. So and they're hugging and crying in each other's arms, and Urine just comes in and just like, what's going on?
I mean, it is true though, because she's like the biggest scumbag out there.
But at the same time, Medusa is the biggest enabler ever.
She's the biggest sucker.
Yeah. So this show had us laughing the entire time.
Yeah, this is a 10 out of 10 comedy.
So far, yeah. It was like, but it's at first we didn't want to watch it. When we were going through looking at what shows to watch, the trailer was like, oh, this super serious thing, and
yeah, super serious. Yeah, there's some demon chick and she's being summoned, and
yeah, and it's just sort of we watched it and we were just sort of like, we should have been watching that. Why were we not watching this? And it's been golden ever since. So that was our number one for this week. And guys, that if you've learned anything today, Drop You Got My Devil is amazing. That's the moral you need to take from this episode.
Very, very high morality there.
Yes. Okay, guys, and that is the end of Anime Talk for this week. Some good episodes, some shows that have disappointed us this week, and others that rose to the occasion.
And others that didn't.
So, don't forget about the question of the week. Leave your answer in the comment below. Once again, are there any shows this season that you had high hopes for that, you just had to drop it? Let us know in the comments below. We'll let you know our answers next week, as well as giving you a new question then. For now, guys, thank you so much for watching this. If you enjoyed it, let us know with a like, comment, subscribe, share it, or you can click on the annotations for the videos we've done. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you all next time.